Hello everybody, this is Carla, and this time I'm here to do a review for episode 18 of season 2 of Scorpion. This episode is titled The Fast and the Nerdiest, which is an obvious play of The Fast and the Furious, which kind of annoys me. Not a good title. Also, not a good thing to do, really, to try and play Fast and Furious with these things. But, I actually really liked the episode. I mean, there were parts of it that annoyed me. Like I said, the whole drag race thing just didn't do it for me. But overall, I thought it was a good episode. First of all, I loved seeing Sylvester on The Price is Right. Okay, that was so great. It made me smile like crazy. I thought we weren't going to get to see it, just like we didn't see the Jeopardy thing, I guess. So I wasn't really expecting it, and then all of a sudden, we're like, here's Drew Carey, and I'm like, oh, wow, they're actually really going for it. It was really funny to me in the way he kept just giving out prizes without even letting Drew Carey say anything. I just thought it was adorable. It was really cute. So I really liked it. And then we started to see that this episode was going to be more about Cabe than anything else, which is nice because I remember last season I felt that after we got to see like his wife and stuff and his history with his kid and everything, I had thought that they revealed Cabe way too early. Like, you know, he's not like mysterious man of the law and whatever. We know what happened to him. We know who he was and how he became who he is now. So I thought it was a bit too early to reveal him in a way. But it's nice to see that we still have things to learn from him. Like, okay, the whole art thing, that was kind of an ass-pull. Let's face it. I mean, you know, Toby being like, oh, you just talked about art. That must mean you're artistic. No, it really doesn't work that way. But it's still, I have a hard time imagining Kay being a painter. But, it's good to see that we can still learn stuff about him, you know, and that it related to a different part of his life in a way. So it was good to see that. It's always nice to see Eric Roberts in anything. At the same time, it makes things less of a surprise because you don't really bring in Eric Roberts to be a goody-goody, you know? You want him to be a bad guy, so I knew that the double cross was coming at some point. You know, I was expecting it totally. So that took away a little bit of the shock value of things, but I still liked seeing him. He's always very interesting, and he's a great actor, so you gotta love him. Again, as far as the whole drag racing thing, they didn't have to do that. I mean, it felt like a stretch. You know, this whole thing of, oh, I'm going to let Walter drag race with this guy so we can, you know, buy time and whatever. First of all, the dudes, first they like, cover their faces and take them to another location with all this secrecy and whatever. And then they just let them roam around the place like nothing. Really? Like, how trusting can you be? You're in the, you know, illegal transportation business, so you should probably be more careful about who you let, you know, roam around your garage and look at your cars. That was kind of stupid. And then it's like Toby, he's always like, yeah, I know exactly which buttons to push with these people. No, they're not that stupid. Come on, everybody just went out of the garage to watch the drag race, just letting Happy inside all on her own. Really? Like, it felt really silly to me. It's the whole thing. And the idea that Walter just couldn't lose, while it's very Walter, it's also kind of annoying because really you'd risk your friends' lives just in order to win. That's, I don't know, I mean, maybe if he had like a backup plan of some sort, you know, if he knew that even if he won, he would still find a way to get them out of here. That way, I would have believed him. But not just winging it like, oh, I'm gonna win because I just can't lose. And to, you know, screw Toby and Abby. I don't care what happens to them. That was wrong. I mean, I know he apologized at the end, but just the logic of it, I didn't get. you know. I'm surprised nobody called him out on it because, for someone who says he has no emotions, it was certainly an emotional decision right then and there, it made no logical sense at all, so I'm really disappointed that nobody called him out on it. But yeah, I didn't care for the drag racing part. When the double cross came, I was like, okay, this I like. I like the tension that was between Cabe and Mick. I thought it was interesting. One thing that I also found kind of silly on the writer's part is that they first have Mick stay, like not go directly to the coast, to the borders, because he's looking for his wife, right? He's going to get his wife so she can come with him. Turns out the very first moment that his wife is like, maybe you should turn yourself in, he just drops her. That was how crazy about her he was. Really, it was kind of incongruous with everything. So I just found it like really lazy writing at that point. So that I didn't like. But again, I do like just this idea that somebody you can know really well can still double cross you, because you don't know people. If you haven't seen them for years, they might have changed. And I know that the whole thing with Cabe in this episode was that people don't change, but maybe they really do. Maybe you just didn't know them enough, and maybe you just don't know what they've been through in the time you've been apart. So I thought that was interesting, an interesting way to play things out. And of course, the whole thing with Toby and the gambling and Happy. Man, the last scene with the two of them, that was fantastic. Okay, Jaden Wong, man, she's amazing, and usually she doesn't get as much of a chance to like show like what she can really do and how emotional she can make her character, because Happy's really not emotional at all. So she's always like either being sarcastic or just being straightforward. But it's great to see her actually be able to have a scene where she just lets her rip, and she demonstrates how great of an actress she really is. She was great. She was amazing, and it also says a lot about the character herself, because Happy's not someone who will let herself break down for just anyone, So it just goes to show that she really does care about Toby that much, and she's really that scared of things between them going south. I just thought it was an amazing scene. I thought it was really adorable that Toby was like, I will stop gambling with everything else, because I've got the biggest gamble of my life. And I thought that was fantastic. I mean, I really, he makes it sound so genuine. So I can't help but love it. And it seems very real to me that they would have a legit problem in their relationship because of the gambling. Because obviously I ship them, so I want them to just, always be happy and cute and together. But realistically speaking, they're going to have problems at some point. And I think it's very realistic that Happy would be scared of the gambling, again, because she's, she hasn't had much stability in her life, and she wants to give her relationship with Toby a try, but at the same time, she's not willing to risk herself, her own feelings, so she's not ready to just throw herself into an unstable situation, and she wants him to confirm that he won't destabilize her in that way, like already loving him is enough of a destabilizer for her. So I thought it was a really great scene, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and it totally made up for the whole, drag racing thing, which I didn't care about, but the way the episode ended was really nice. So I enjoy these team building, exercises. I'm looking forward to seeing if Sylvester actually manages to sell everything he needs to sell, so he can have the hospital wing named after Megan, which, by the way, I still think is adorable. So I don't know. I enjoyed this episode. It was really sweet overall, for a filler. One thing I don't like is the making up Central American countries for no reason. I mean, really, they couldn't have just said like Mexico, Guatemala, or something like that. I guess they were afraid of like, I don't know, offending somebody from those places or those governments or whatever. So they had to make a country up. But as somebody who lives and is from Central America, I can all just say that please don't make up Central American countries. It's not. I'm just glad they didn't actually go to this Balio place, because I'm quite sure it would have been totally stereotypical and awful, and I would have been really mad. So I'm glad they didn't go to the place. But still, I didn't like the idea of them making a place somewhere in Central America and then linking it with like drugs and contraband. You could have done better, but you know, overall, it was a nice episode for the team, and I really enjoyed it in the end. I thought I wouldn't. When they started racing, I was like, really? Why are they doing this? They just killed the episode for me, but they brought it back, so that was good. Again, it's not going to be the best episode ever, but I liked it. It was interesting. And it really showed a lot of interaction between the team, which is something I always really love. Character interaction is the best part of this show, and that's what they really should focus on. So I can forgive them for having to make up a country in Central America if they still keep giving me, good interaction between the characters. So, yep, that's about it from me today. As usual, remember to visit our website at thegeekypub.com. We not only have reviews for the previous episodes of Scorpion, but also for other TV shows, books, movies, games. We have a ton of stuff in there, so be sure to visit and check it out. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's usually where our reviews go first. Even before they hit the website, most of the time they're up on YouTube. So if you don't want to miss anything new that we upload, if you want to be notified straight away whenever we upload something new, then you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's it for me today. I will see you guys in my next review. Bye.